Jeremiah, Yirmiyahu, chapter 32. This is the word that came to Yirmiyahu from Adonai in the 10th year of Zedekiah, king of Yehudah, which was the 18th year of Nebuchadnezzar. At that time, the army of the king of Babel was besieging Jerusalem, and Yirmiyahu the prophet was imprisoned in the guards' quarters attached to the king of Yehudah's palace, where Zedekiah, king of Yehudah, had imprisoned him after demanding, "How dare you prophesy that Adonai says, I will hand the city over to the king of Babel, and he will capture it." Zedekiah, king of Yehudah, will not escape from the Kasdim, but will certainly be handed over to the king of Babel, who will address him face to face, with their eyes meeting, and he will lead Zedekiah to Babel, where he will stay until I remember him, says Adonai, and even if you fight the Kasdim, you will fail. Yirmiyahu said, "This word of Adonai came to me. Hanamel, the son of your uncle Shallum, will approach you and say, Buy my field at Anatot. You have next of kin's right to redeem it, so buy it." As Adonai had said, my cousin Hanamel came to me in the guards' quarters and said, "Please buy my field at Anatot in the territory of Benjamin, because you will inherit it, and you have next of kin's right to redeem it, so buy it for yourself." Then I was certain that this was Adonai's word. So I bought the field at Anatot, which belonged to my cousin Hanamel, and weighed out the money for him, 7 ounces of silver shekels. I signed in the purchase contract, sealed it, called witnesses, and weighed out the money for him on a balance scale. I took the purchase contract, both the sealed copy with the terms and conditions, and the unsealed copy, and gave the purchase contract to Baruch, the son of Neriah, the son of Maccaseiah, in the presence of my cousin Hanamel, the witnesses who had signed the purchase contract, and the people from Yehudah, sitting by the guards' quarters. In their presence, I instructed Baruch as follows: "Here's what Adonai Sabaoth, the God of Israel, says. Take these contracts, both the sealed and unsealed copies, and place them in a clay jar, so that they can be preserved for a long time. For Adonai Sabaoth, the God of Israel, says that one day homes, fields, and vineyards will again be bought in this land." After giving the purchase contract to Baruch, son of Neriah, I prayed to Adonai, "Adonai God, you made heaven and earth by your great power and outstretched arm. Nothing is too hard for you. You display your grace to thousands, but also repay the guilty of the fathers into the lap of their children who follow them. Great powerful God, whose name is Adonai Sabaoth, great in counsel, mighty in deed, your eyes are open to all the ways of human beings in order to repay each one according to his ways, according to the consequences of what he does. You gave signs and performed miracles in the land of Egypt, which continue to this day. Also in Israel and among other people, thus you made yourself the reputation you have today. You brought your people of Israel out of the land of Egypt with signs and miracles, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and with great terror. Then you gave them this land, which you have sworn to their ancestors that you would give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. They entered and took possession of it, but they did not pay attention to your voice, did not live according to your Torah, and did nothing of all you ordered them to do. Therefore, you made this complete disaster befall them. The siege works are already there, and they have come to the city to capture it. And the city, by means of sword, famine, and plague, is being handed over to the Kasdim fighting against it. What you foretold is being fulfilled here. You see it yourself. Yet you, Adonai God, have said to me, Buy the field for money, and call witnesses, even as the city is being turned over to the Kasdim." Then this word of Adonai came to Yirmiyahu: "Look, I am Adonai, the God of every living creature. Is there anything too hard for me? Therefore, here's what Adonai says. I will hand the city over to the Kasdim and to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babel, and he will capture it. The Kasdim, who are fighting against the city, will enter and set the city on fire. They will burn it down, including its houses, on whose roofs they offered to Baal and poured out drink offerings to other gods, in order to make me angry. For from their youth the people of Israel and the people of Yehudah have done only what is evil from my perspective. The people of Israel have done nothing but provoke me with what their own hands make, says Adonai. This city has so provoked my anger and fury from the day they built it to this day, that I ought to remove it from my presence, because of all the evil that the people of Israel and the people of Yehudah have done in order to make me angry. They, their kings, their leaders, their Kohanim, their prophets, the men of Yehudah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, they have turned their backs to me, not their faces, and although I taught them frequently, they have not listened so as to receive instruction. Instead, they put their detestable idols in the house that bears my name, to defile it. And they built the high places for Baal, which are in the Ben Hinnom valley, to burn alive their sons and daughters to Molech, something I did not order them to do. It never even entered my mind that they would do such an abominable thing, and thus they caused Yehudah to sin. Therefore, says Adonai, the God of Israel, concerning the city, of which you say that it is handed over to the king of Babel by sword, famine, and plague, I will gather them out of all the countries where I drove them in my anger, fury, and great wrath, and I will bring them back to this place, and have them live here in safety. They will be my people, and I will be their God. I will give them singleness of heart and singleness of purpose, so that they will fear me forever. This will be for their own good, and for the good of their children after them. I will make with them an everlasting covenant, not to turn away from them, but to do them good. I will put my fear in their hearts, so that they will not leave me. I will take joy in them, so as to do them good. I will plant them in this land truly, with my whole heart and being. For here's what Adonai says, just as I have brought this complete disaster on this people, so likewise I will bring on them all the good I have promised them. Fields will be brought in this land, even though you say about it that it is desolate, devoid of human beings or animals, and given over to the Kasdim. Yes, people will buy fields for money, sign the purchase contracts, seal them, and call witnesses, in the territory of Benjamin, in the areas around Yerushalayim, and in the cities of Yehudah, in the cities of the hill country, in the cities of the Shephelah, and in the cities of the Negev, for I will cause their exiles to return, says Adonai.